Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten and I have another reading for you here today. I was about to say another Trump reading, but this is not going to be a Trump reading. This is getting back to the roots of why I started this channel, doing tarot, and for the purpose of drawing attention to using your mind to change your life and create positive change for your life. So I've been down a long journey. I've been accumulating a lot of knowledge about tarot and how to do tarot, and I'm learning a lot about myself and dealing with my own demons and fears. And because I started this channel to because out of shyness, I was fascinated with the subject of hypnotherapy and healing, mind healing, spiritual healing. And when I was laid off of my job in the fashion industry, after a year of not being able to find work, getting frustrated, I decided to go to school, take out a student loan and learn about hypnotherapy. And I started this down this road, and thought I could make this a career for myself. But I have overwhelming shyness, even though I'm not shy. Once you get to know me, I'm shy about selling myself. So ran into a lot of roadblocks building my business, and with it not having any money, because I was out of work for over a year, and then taking out a student loan, not really having any resources to build my business either. I decided to promote a YouTube channel utilizing tarot, because it was fast becoming a YouTube phenomenon. And I decided, well, let me get in on this, and then I can advertise my other businesses of Reiki and hypnotherapy through my YouTube channel. Somehow along the way, starting with love readings, Spirit dropped a political reading in my lap, and that first Trump reading that I did was so accurate, still to this day, still playing out, is still so very accurate, that I realized that I must do these political readings. And that's what you guys seem to really hone in on and like. But that is beginning to lose its purpose for me. The channel has not grown the way I feel it should have grown, especially with I feel the messages that were channeled for me to be given. I felt it should have expanded, it should have reached more people, and it didn't. And I was getting more and more discouraged and about everything. And I'm still going through stuff, I'm trying to work it out. I'm getting a little bit emotional here. So, it's important to me to go back to, It's important for me now to go back to what I'm supposed to be doing, which is to heal people, I hope, and heal myself. So with that being said, I want to I'm not going to not do political readings anymore. It's not going to be my focus. It's not going to be the sole purpose of this channel. But they will still be coming, but I want to help people. So with this reading, let's start that. Let's start that new process. I'm just going to pause for a minute and get myself together, and we can begin. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all emotional on you guys. But that's okay. As you know, I've always been real, and I will always continue to be real. So this is a reading that I did for myself, but I felt it was a reading that I needed to share with all of anyone who's interested in watching it. I'm going to incorporate the message of the cards with pendulum healing, not dowsing, but healing. And when I use the word healing, I'm not talking about, instant gratification. Healing can take place instantly, but usually it takes place over a period of time. It first takes place in that thought, that Ace of Swords, in spirit. It takes place there first, and it takes place there instantly. But it takes time to trickle down and to manifest in form in your physical reality. That's why when we change our thoughts, we change our reality, and it's a shift that takes place. And there is a moment in time when that shift goes from thought to form. And you usually can feel it when you've completely let go of doubt, when you've surrendered the situation over with trust, like the Fool. You allow it to become whatever it's supposed to become, and then it appears like the magician. So the message that I got from Spirit today is from an Eastern energy. Some of you may not be comfortable with that, but I feel God is comprised of all religions. The higher power, whatever you want to call it, I call it God, is comprised of all religions, and all religions or beliefs lead you, if they're of good source, if they're true and honest, they will lead you to the same place, right back to that core source that is called God. So I don't care what name you give it, and I hope you don't get all offended by the names that I give it. But today it has come forth as the cosmic force called Shiva. And Shiva is utilizing Archangel Michael's card, so some of you may be more comfortable using his name and invoking his force. Or if you don't mind, please use the name of Shiva, because I feel like he came through strongly in this reading. But what's going on here is, and I'm using the Akashic Tarot, and I've found this to be a really beautiful book that I didn't appreciate at first, a beautiful deck, but it's got amazing wisdom in it. I only wish that the cards, which are very intricate and detailed, were bigger. But I will bring them up to the camera in hopes that you can see all the wonderful, fascinating detail that is within them. So what's going on, and what I feel is requires healing in any of you whom this reading resonates with, is this Two of Keys card here. This is you and what you're experiencing. You're experiencing a sense of loss, like the rug has been pulled out from underneath you, like everything that you've worked for has been taken away from you or challenged. Someone has broken into your treasure chest, broken into your home, broken into your peace, your comfort, your serenity. What gives you security doesn't give you security anymore. You don't feel stable. And you can't get out of this mindset. This is a repeat pattern. This seems to constantly happen to you. Some of you, this could be experienced as a great disappointment in your life. Some of you, this could have been a loss of a job or a relationship or an opportunity recently that you lost. Whatever it is, you're trying to recover from it, Yet you keep returning to the idea of the loss, to what's missing. But if you look very closely at the back of the man, which is representing you, whether you be male or female, there's still a treasure chest that has been untouched. And there's a light that's emanating from this treasure chest, which is telling you, dear ones, that you are filled with light. No matter what's missing in your life. And you're not vulnerable. You feel vulnerable. You feel victimized. You feel vandalized by something in your life or by circumstances. But know that the true part of you can never be harmed. It's still there. That light is still shining. So focus instead on that light, instead of on all that was lost or went wrong. Don't let yourself get caught up in this loss anymore. But you have developed a pattern and a habit of focusing on these things. And that is why this is your current experience. Because thoughts are things, and draw and attract to us our realities and circumstances. This originating thought may have existed long, long ago in another galaxy, another lifetime, another time frame or dimension, or even a frequency of your existence. Yet it made itself a permanent part of your mindset. And that is what we have to root out and clear and demagnetize you from. This card is telling you that there are still opportunities here for you that are even greater than the ones you feel you lost. And they're waiting for you to discover. So instead of focusing on what's lacking or your sense of emptiness or victimization, it's time to focus on the light that's still shining. And know that it is safe. It is not vulnerable. It cannot be broken into. It's the core of you. And it's protected by this mighty divine force here called Shiva, Archangel Michael. You could call it cosmic force. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. But mighty Shiva is here with you today. And he is shielding you with his angelic wings, with his mighty force. You and all who ask for his help and support and protection. His message for you today is that he is divine power. And he is bringing to you the great strength and the support that you need to overcome this sense of victimization or loss or inadequacy in your life. And he's here now with you. And he wants you to work with him or the nature of this energy, and to call on it so that you can reflect it, so that you can become one with it, harmonize and resonate with it, and reflect the amazing strength of this force in your own life. This force wants to increase your courage. It wants to help you take the next step and to trust in your convictions, to trust in your purpose, to trust in your inner power, to trust in your inner self. This force is here providing you with all of that right now. All you have to do is allow it in to your heart. Recognize it, channel it, resonate with it, ask for help, call on it. And this power is here to bring you all the resources and resourcefulness that you need. This power is present, omnipresent with you now and always, and all you have to do is tap into it. Call on me to raise your energy, to raise your vibration, to raise your thoughts from loss and lack into light. And that's what we're going to be doing with the pendulum at the end of this reading. So if this was resonating with any of you, then stay tuned to the end of the reading, and it is my intention for you to receive the energy shift in your own life that will heal you of this circumstance. Whatever has befallen you, whatever it is that's challenging you, its core root and cause comes from a sense of loss, inadequacy, victimization, and emptiness that you carry, and you continue to repeat this pattern of thought and vibration. And that is what we're going to ask this cosmic force to lift, to remove, to heal, and to replace with better energy. Okay, and we're going to do that with the pendulum at the end of the reading. But before I do that, let's continue on with your messages. We've got the... Give me 1 second while I lift the card. Got to get around all of my crystals and pendulums here. I'm starting to feel better as I'm doing this reading. It's really feeling good to my soul and to my spirit. So thank you for listening and taking the time to receive it. So this card is called the Scribe. I'm starting to tear up again. Hold on. Sorry. I'm a really emotional person. But maybe it's just a cycle of the moon. And I'm just in my emotions today. As broads, we get like that from time to time, don't we? But this card can mean so many things. I mean, there's, all the squirrels represent knowledge, represent learning, represent new things, new interests, philosophies, history, scripture, whatever it is that turns you on. It's about getting caught up in that now, lifting your mind up to higher thoughts, to a higher order of thoughts, a higher order of interests. Okay? Not just for the sake of study, but for the sake of being able to change your life and to change the world. And that's what you are going to be doing through this new work, through this new study, through this self-discovery, through this lifting of your mind to higher things, which you're being asked to do, which you are being challenged to do. It's about going on a quest for discovery, new discovery. And there may be a teacher, or it may be a school that can help you towards this new knowledge, this new upliftment of wisdom. If you're in need of a teacher or a mentor, this card is telling you to seek one out. Seek out a teacher, seek out an advisor. I read in layers, so that can mean, for some of you, seek out a therapist. Seek out a place where you can lift your spirits higher. For some of you, that might even mean rehab. But you're supposed to raise your mind to higher things and raise your energy through the lifting of your mind. For some of you, you have been thinking about writing a book, creating something that others can benefit from, and you've gleaned this wisdom over time, and you're a master at it. Yet it's challenging you to feel, I think, worthy, qualified. And for some of you, maybe it's challenging because you lack the resources or the resourcefulness to write this book or create this thing or do this work. And you're letting that hinder you because you're focused on what you don't have rather than what you do have, right? Some of you, there may be a legal matter that's coming up within the next 3 months, and you may need to seek out an advisor or an advocate. There is one here for you. And this force, this cosmic force, Shiva, Archangel Michael, higher mind, whatever you want to call it, wants you to ask for guidance to the right people who can assist you in the most beneficial way with this situation, with this legal matter, or with the higher learning that you're supposed to be going into. You're supposed to work under the tutelage of someone, right? There is someone here helping you. So ask for help to be guided to that right person, because you don't want to be guided to the wrong person. So specifically, it's saying ask for my help to guide you to the right person. And that thing that you've been wanting to promote, that thing that you've been wanting to write or create, this cosmic force is telling you to do it, and it will provide you with the resources that you need, and synchronize you to meet the right people. But you have to ask for the guidance. And this reading is going to, what I'm doing right now is how you can connect, okay? And for some of you, pay attention to your messages, your phone, your emails. You don't want to miss a call. There's a chance you could miss an opportunity. You might not see it, right? You might not be in a mindset, and you might think that you've got time. Time may be of the essence to return a call. So be mindful of that. And that could be from now into any time within the next I want to say 3 days. Okay? Be aware of any calls. And today is 3 days of whatever time you see this video. It'll apply to you for that. Finally, the final card, what's coming up for you in the near future. We have the Queen of Scrolls. She kind of represents or looks like the High Priestess to me. This could be an air sign woman, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a male. It doesn't have to be, it could be that or something else, because you guys know I read in layers. But right now she is representing someone who is going to be teaching you in the future, sharing some wisdom with you. This could be a teacher or a friend. And even though it's a female, if you're a female, this could be a male, because this could be representing that friendship could turn into love. Be aware of that. It may not look like it now, but a friendship may turn into love in the further future. This teacher, this person whom gives you higher wisdom and guidance and clarity. Not in everybody's case, but in some of your cases it will be. For some of you, this is a message that you will be communicating. Whatever it is you're writing or doing involves some kind of communication or the written word, and or you will be communicating about your work through the written word, through some sort of marketing. So this could be a marketer, someone that you're working with in the future, who's going to aid you in this work, getting this work or this learning, this project that you're about to initiate and begin. This person's going to become a bigger part of your life and assist you in promotion of this knowledge. For some of you, this may represent a new job that's coming up for you, perhaps related to the field of communication, academics, some of you may work in an actual library, counseling, teaching, marketing, or publishing, along those areas. So this could represent a new job that's coming towards you, that you might miss that opportunity if you don't pay attention to your messages. But mainly, this card is coming to tell you that you're going to have a deeper understanding. You're going to gain a deeper understanding through some higher wisdom that's coming to you, right? That you're going to be pursuing. And it's going to aid you in your personal growth. And for some of you, this may even be work or studies into the hidden mysteries and working with the Akashic records. If you haven't thought of that, or maybe that's been a curiosity of yours, you may find yourself getting a deeper understanding of how to work with the Akashic records to change your life, because whatever it is you're going to be learning and doing, it's going to change your life and or the lives of others. So that's the reading, and now I would like to do the pendulum healing to heal the core root cause of whatever has brought you to a state of defeatism in your life, it's currently challenging you. Whatever it is you feel you lost or you don't have enough of, or that's missing, that ache, that emptiness, it comes from the core cause could be based in a past life, a previous time, right? So we just want to shift your thinking around that, and you may need to go deeper into that than just this video, but this cosmic force is here to bring you awareness of this issue. And I do feel you're going to be going deeper into it after this video in some way to clear these patterns and programs that have been affecting your life. But for now, I'm just going to see if I'm going to use my Sida pendulum that I just got from Baj Pendulos. a place that makes pendulums in Spain, and they have English version of their website. And I've got most of my pendulum. Well, I got a few of my pendulums from there. I got the Isis Osiris, which is really powerful. This Siddha pendulum is tuned to the Siddha Masters, the Eastern Masters, which is why I feel like Shiva came up so strongly in this reading, and why I feel led to use this pendulum, because it's connected to the Eastern deities or energies that we call God. And Shiva is the destroyer force of God. In the trinity of gods, of Hindu gods, he would be the destroyer, a portion of God. Vishnu, I believe, is the generator of life, and Brahma is the higher mind, the higher consciousness. And together they make up the force that we call God. And Shiva destroys the old and allows the new, enlightened, the better, the increased to emerge. So this is how he's the god of ascension, really. And he tears down old fabrics, like the tower would in tarot, old realities that aren't firm, that aren't strong, and fears. He destroys and replenishes the energy so that it can ascend higher than the previous incarnation. I hope that I said that right. So I'm going to be using this pendulum to connect to his energy today. But I was talking about my pendulums. This is a little crystal pendulum I got in a book set of energy healing. Merkaba pendulum from Eric Hunter, who's written some really great books on how to work with pendulums to change your life. Eric Hunter. And this is one of his pendulums as well. This is powerful. I think it's called Earth something. Earth Finder. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. But this is, wow, it's really strong. And I've got a Myrrh Isis that I got years ago, which is great for healing, getting rid of pain. And this, that I don't even know if I should use it anymore, but this was really super pricey. It's a Vogel crystal, cut by a Vogel master, but unfortunately with crystals sometimes you break them, and the tip broke off, so I don't really work with this end. I kind of keep it attached to my Myrrh Isis. And one other pendulum I have is a Bastur, which I use to give answers. It's very accurate in terms of yes or no and maybes. So, but today I'm going to work with the Siddha. And let me just adjust my camera so that you can see the spin a little bit more clearly. And then we'll begin the healing. Those of you who don't want to stay for the healing, the reading is over. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, become a Patreon subscriber, and there is a little section on my Patreon where you can list a healing that you're wanting. As a Patreon subscriber, I'm going through that list, and I'm going to be giving these types of healings individually for people, just because you're my Patreon subscriber. So make sure to become a Patreon subscriber today so that you can benefit from your own personal healing tarot video. Not everybody is chosen, but you know, you might get chosen. Or you can contact me and inquire about getting one of these readings, paying for one of these readings, outside of becoming a Patreon subscriber, right? And making sure that you get one. Yeah, so that's it for the reading. But stay tuned for the healing. So let's begin. I've already cleared the pendulum, and let me just move. Since we're contacting Shiva or Archangel Michael, I can call on both. We don't have to just call on one. And the pendulum, I'll go into a video about how the pendulum works, but not in this video. But for the most part, when you take away energy, the pendulum moves counterclockwise. When it's adding energy or bringing in energy that's positive, it goes clockwise. When it's done, it either goes up or down or side to side. Up and down is yes or no, is yes. Side to side is no. Maybe it usually just kind of like goes like that. All right, but I don't use this pendulum to ask questions. I use this pendulum to change energy. So first I'm just finding my wavelength. What is my wavelength? Show me my wavelength. Is this my wavelength? Show me my wavelength. Is this my wavelength? Show me my wavelength. So I'm just getting, I want to see where the pendulum starts moving naturally, right? Without my having to move it. Is this my wavelength? Is this a good wavelength for me to reach myself and to reach all those watching this video? Alright, so I'm going to work with it right about here. And here we begin. I'm calling upon you, calling upon my higher self. And I'm asking my higher self to connect me with the energies of everyone that is watching this video and who is willing to receive this healing. And to connect me now with the energy of Sri Shiva and the energy of Archangel Michael. And together, and with any other beings or deities or angelic forces, cosmic forces of 100% pure light that want to aid and assist, we call upon you now. Specifically, Shiva, give us your strength, your great strength, your great courage, your great bravery and support. Bring your frequency into our frequency and transform us. Lift up our energy and the energy of all of our projects to match and reflect your amazing strength and vibration. So I'm just letting that command take root. There we go. And now I ask you, Sri Shiva, higher self, Archangel Michael, to increase and raise this power that you have brought us to, that you have brought us in resonance with, even higher, to even higher levels, to even greater levels. Expand and increase our courage, separately and collectively. Expand and increase our faith. Expand and increase our convictions to our purpose, to our commitments, to our devotions, to our studies, to our purpose. Right? I think I already said that. Expand and increase our resources and our resourcefulness to match our requirements and to fulfill our desires for the higher good of all. And that's a prosperity treatment right there, guys. This is a prosperity treatment because he's increasing your resources and your resourcefulness, your wisdom to use those resources in the right ways so that you can grow and prosper. Thank you. And Sri Shiva, Archangel Michael, higher self, increase and bring to the highest levels our motivation and initiative to take steps on the ideas, on the inspirations, on the guidance that comes to us from above, that comes to us from you, on our purpose. Give us the bravery, the courage, and the initiative and the motivation to take those steps, to start our projects, to endure and continue in our projects and to bring our projects to right completion and bring our projects to the most beneficial outcome. Together, united, now remove and clear from our lives, individually and collectively, all mountains and blocks that are preventing or adversely affecting the quality of our life, our freedom, our expression, our prosperity, and our health. Remove those blocks. Go back in time to wherever they first began, whether it be a pet previous lifetime or expression on some level, dimension, reality, or frequency. Go back to that place where we first engaged with that block and accepted that block as and identified with that block as us and allowed it to restrict and limit us and nullify it now, dissolve it, neutralize it, neutralize that acceptance, neutralize that identification with it that took place. Thank you. And remove and heal and clear from all our senses and cellular memory all sense of loss, defeat, failure, emptiness, and victimization. Where it first began, and release all acceptance of those ideas. Erase those patterns that were carved upon our consciousness and our subconscious memory. And replace any sense of vulnerability, the fear of being vulnerable, to loss, to victimization, to any sort of pain or suffering, that fear of being vulnerable, of being powerless. Neutralize that fear. Neutralize that sense of vulnerability completely at its core root cause. And these may be layers and layers, guys, and go back many, many lifetimes. We don't know how many times we incarnate on this earth. It could be millions of lives, and it may have to clear. So it may not all clear in one day, but the clearing that is available for you today is done, right? So continue to do this for at least 21 days, and let me know if there is any change in your emotions and in the way you see life and perceive life, and whatever circumstance is challenging you right now. If that circumstance, take note of it, has changed for the better, then please leave your comments in the comment section of this video. Replace all sense of fear of vulnerability with the sense of safety and protection at the highest maximum levels. Do this now for our highest good and for the highest good of all. Thank you so much. And I'm only stopping, even though I'm really enjoying myself. It really felt good to share that with all of you. And this energy is here for you anytime. Just come back to this video. I'm only stopping now because I don't have arm support at the angle that I'm spinning. So I needed to stop. But I felt like that was really good. And please call on Shiva. Please call on Archangel Michael. Please call on your higher self, your Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that cosmic force. That's here to protect you. It is here with you right now. It is omnipresent. All you have to do is embrace it. Ask for the help. Ask for guidance and direction. Ask it to go before you and make perfect the day for you, to lead you to the right people and to the right, most and highest beneficial outcomes. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and blessings.